Hello and welcome back for another episode of Financial Freedom by 40. In this week's episode, we'll take you with us as we travel around the beautiful Port Stephens area. This area has so many beautiful beaches and there are so many activities for families to enjoy. One of our favourites was the Irukandji shark and ray encounters, where we got to get up close and personal with sharks and rays. We then took a drive out to the Hunter Valley region, where we enjoyed a couple of wine tastings, including one where the kids were able to enjoy too. After leaving the Forster Tanmahuda area where we left you last week, we headed inland to visit the tallest tree in New South Wales. We managed to find ourselves a little dirt road, which is the first one we've had on our lap so far. So Ryan was saying this morning that we haven't got the van off-road yet. So here we are.
First time on the gravel.
When you ask, the universe delivers.
Oh, look at that. Even a splash puddle, we can get some mud on it.
What does it say be the biggest tree in?
NSA.
New South Wales, yeah. The tree is located in the Myall Lakes National Park, not far from the main motorway. It's estimated to be approximately 400 years old and is around 76.2 metres high. It's somewhat similar to Tanmahuda that we have in the Waipawa forest in Northland in New Zealand. Although I have to say, I think we trumped the Aussies on this one. Our Tanmahuda is pretty spectacular. This one's super tall, but there's just something about Tanmahuda that gives you the goosebumps. So, sorry Aussies, but you might claim the pavlova, but we'll take the tree. Unfortunately, when we got to our next stop, we had a little bit of a surprise that was coming for us. Now that we're past the worst of the issue, do you want to tell us what happened here?
Wow.
That you pulled the bathroom apart?
So we arrived at Nelson Base, where we're staying. First thing Kelly did was to try and get some washing done, so we can get it dried while we're here. So plugged up the caravan, didn't turn any other water taps on, and Kelly started the washing machine, and all of a sudden we have a big flood of water going through the caravan and out the sills of the caravan. So hunt down to try and figure out what was going on with the washing machine. And it turns out that it's a well-known problem with Jayco, that pretty much they put the washing machine in place and then build the rest of the caravan around it. So only solution was to pull the washing machine out to find the source of the water leak. It was the normal hose fittings and stuff weren't it. It was something internal. Rang up Jayco. I'm still waiting for a technician to call me back, and we can't afford to wait for 3 or 4 days to get it into a slot and get it fixed. So just made the decision to strip apart the bathroom and pull the washing machine out. And what we found was the fill hose basically it's got no hose clips on it. It just sits by friction and the hose had blown off. So I think it's a flaw in the Sphere washing machine. So anyway, it's all back together and we are now reassembling the bathroom before we have to be out of here. So what a way to spend a holiday.
Our next camp in this area was not too far from Newcastle, so we took a drive into Newcastle city to have a look around. We were quite in awe of the size of all of the machinery and equipment that we could see around the city centre and port area. And we did a little bit of looking into it and discovered that a lot of it has to do with the fact that this area is a massive producer of coal. So the big equipment that you can see in the videos has a lot to do with helping load up the ships. There are lots of big conveyor belts and these giant scooping machines that were pretty cool to see. Our next stop was Fighter World. Fighter World is an aviation museum based at the RAAF base in Williamtown. We have a couple of aviation enthusiasts in our family, so this was a must-do experience. How cool is this? What do you reckon, Dave?
I reckon I'm turning everything on.
Pardon?
I'm turning the music
You're turning
right
Look at
on.
all those gauges in there. What are you doing?
Turning on everything.
So many things to do. And you, Wally? Have you got any buttons back there?
I've got quite a few. I was taking a look at what's here.
How
Why some
cool.
straps in the pilot seats?
To hold them in against all those G-forces. Fighter World has a great range of planes on display, including a number of ex-military planes and some really neat replicas of older planes that volunteers have made. They had some really cool displays of things such as the ejector seats and the parachutes from planes that the boys really enjoyed exploring.
Are you going there, soldier? We're running low on bullets, pilot.
Were you off to pilot? Pilot Ollie, where are you going?
I have no control. Because if you look at the back, I'm moving my gear stick, but it's also moving his phone. Look. So yeah, move your gear stick.
Oh, is he controlling the gear stick, is he?
Yeah, in case the front pilot gets shot by anything.
Oh, I
Then
see.
the back pilot can drive.
That makes sense.
Come here. So here's basically all the same types of gears and stuff. This is all for the gauges. That's why ammunition. What the pilot doesn't have, it's all the stuff, high, low. But this, for some reason, I can't go up or down.
Oh, maybe
Oh no,
that's,
that's for the landing gear. The landing gear is right now down, and I can't. Oh, that.
maybe that's so that this doesn't fall over. What do you reckon?
Yeah, probably.
Another really cool display was this collection of handmade models, which were all built by one person over a period of 40 years. All parts of these models were made completely by hand and were donated to the museum. After Fighter World, it was down to the Newcastle waterfront, where we went for a swim at the Merryweather Baths. There are quite a few different types of swimming baths like this along the coast of New South Wales, and we thought we would check some of them out. Further up the road, there's one known as Bogey Hole, which is an older pool that has been dug directly into the rocks. There's quite a few big waves around there, so and the water was also quite a lot colder, so we chose this one as our swimming spot. The next morning, it was off to the Stockton sand dunes. The Stockton sand dunes are the largest moving sand dune in the southern hemisphere. The scale of the sand dunes is pretty epic, and it gives you a good idea of what it must feel like to be in a desert. The dunes are approximately 32 kilometres long and cover an area of 4,200 hectares. So the boys had a lot of fun getting up and down the dunes and making the most of the beautiful day we had there.
Right, recording.
We accessed the dunes from the Anna Bay car park end of the Stockton dunes. There are lots of sandboarding operators that work out from there, but it really isn't necessary to use them if you don't want to. It's an easy walk from the Anna Bay car park. After we finished up at the sand dunes, we took a drive just up the road to the Irukandji shark and ray encounters. This is a really neat experience for adults and kids alike. Irukandji's mission is to help people to understand that sharks and rays are not all dangerous. In fact, while they were there, they told us that there are only 3 species of sharks that have been known to attack humans, and that in reality we are much greater threat to sharks and rays than they are to us. Many more sharks and rays are killed every year than the number of humans. In fact, it's only a very small number. I think they said it was about 5 humans a year are killed by sharks, when it's many thousands that are killed by humans. Often they're used in fish and chips, but also we learned that there are shark products in a lot of personal care products, such as sunscreens and moisturizers. The Irukandji experience has been one of our favourites so far. It was really neat to be able to stand in the water with the sharks and rays and to be able to touch them and feed them. Both boys were a little bit nervous about getting in the water with the sharks and rays to start with, but by the time we had finished our encounter, they were really loving it, and it was really neat to see their experience and to see their reaction towards the sharks and rays change. We just signed up for the basic entry, which includes the shallows encounter, but there are a lot of other experiences that you can do as well, including snorkeling with the sharks. It depends on your age, but there are options for small children to swim with the sharks as well. And if you really want to, you can have a cuddle with a ray. So lots of different things that you can do while you were there. There were some other fish in the tank with the sharks and rays, including Mango, the pufferfish. We learned that pufferfish can only be puffed up so many times in their lifetime, so it's best not to harass pufferfish if you bump into them in the ocean, because you might be seriously shortening their lifespan.
They feel soft. They're soft on their face. Have you petted one? Yeah, not around my toes, they feel nice. Oh,
You feel nice on your toes.
look at them.
This dude's cool. I like this guy.
Yeah, I like his pet.
Look, he's like, no, I want a pet. I want a pet.
They feel nice.
There you go, Zabes. Don't move so quick, though.
Before leaving Irukandji, we went out to their outdoor pools where we got to feed some more stingrays, and we also got to meet their resident turtle. The turtle is a rescue turtle who has been brought into Irukandji for rehabilitation. She had float, which they're not too sure why. So float is when the turtles aren't able to sink, and they often end up dying because they can't get down deep enough to feed themselves. But this turtle has had a diver's weight added to her back, and she is happily swimming around in the pools at Irukandji, although sadly can't be released into the wild. We also got to pat some of the eagle rays that they have on site, and we got to meet and have a go at feeding their little tiny baby stingrays that they have in a pool there as well, which was really neat to see too. The last site we visited before leaving the Newcastle area was Fort Scratchley. This was surprisingly a really neat thing to do with the kids, and we all had a really, really great day there and spent a lot longer than what we expected.
Oh, ring, ring. Ring, ring, searchlight ringing. 2 rings. Ring, ring. What about 4 rings?
Fort Scratchley was built in 1882 as a defence against a perceived risk of attack by Russia. The fort is now a museum, which is run by amazing volunteers.
What's this one?
Dining hall.
It looks like it, doesn't it? It's big. What have we got over here, soldier?
I have me 1 o'clock time ball cannon.
Oh, look, there's your, what are these things called?
Ammunition?
Cannonballs? And what's this over here you got?
This is me gun.
That's your gun?
Yes.
What are you aiming at?
Well, right now I'm aiming at you.
Oh, very cool.
Every day at 1 p.m, the volunteers at Fort Scratchley set off the 1 p.m. gun. We learned that the history of the gun is that it was originally used to help keep track of time. Time is very important to sailors because it helps them to understand their position in the world. If a sailor's watch was out, then the chances are that they would be well off course in their travels. So guns like this were set off so that people on ships could check the time that they had, so that they knew exactly what the time was and could correct their watches, given that in the olden days a lot of timepieces weren't particularly accurate. This tradition is continued with the firing of the 1 p.m. gun.
Fire!
You're also able to do a tour of the underground tunnels at Fort Scratchley. There are 3 levels of underground tunnels that take you underneath the fort, where a lot of ammunition was stored and where in the olden days the soldiers who were in charge of the fort would have worked from and where they would have operated the guns from. The fort is not dissimilar to North Head that we have in Auckland, having been designed by the same person, but the way that it's set up now and being run by volunteers is just amazing. The tour guide Roger, who took us through there, took so much time to explain all of the details of the fort and was really patient with the boys, showing them how everything worked and giving them an opportunity to have a go. There were also some opportunities for them to get dressed up and lots of different photo opportunities at places as we went. Our tour guide Roger was a signalman during the Vietnam War, and he took some time at the end of our tour to pull the boys aside and show them some of the equipment that he personally has set up on display at the museum. He showed them what their names would sound like in Morse code, and then he also gave them an opportunity to have a go at testing out the Morse code machinery, which was really a great experience for them. So overall, the day was really great, and we really appreciate the effort put in by the volunteers at Fort Scratchley. Next up for us was the Hunter Valley. So we made our way out to the Hunter Valley, and we were in search of an experience that we could do where we could taste some wines and the kids would get to have a bit of fun too. So the Hunter Valley has a really great wine guide which shows you all of the vineyards they have in the area and what activities they have, and in particular they have a list of child-friendly vineyards and ones that offer activities for children too. We also popped into the Hunter Valley Information Centre and spoke to the people there, and they were able to recommend a couple of vineyards that did tours where children were able to participate as well. So we ended up stopping in at Tambourine Organic Wines to do a tasting there. That wasn't one of the ones that offered an experience for kids, but they did have a kids playground outside. And then we were off to the Polkabin Estate, where they do offer a wine tasting for adults and a separate tasting that you can add on so that the kids get to be part of the experience. The boys really enjoyed it, so it was well worth making the effort to find an experience where they could have fun too.
What have you got there, Ollie?
I have no clue, but I am buying some of this with my pocket money if they sell it.
You've got a kids tasting platter.
Yeah.
Look at that. That looks amazing.
so good.
Are you guys impressed?
Yes.
You're going to come on more winery tours with us?
That's amazing.
As long as
You
they
gotta
got
smell it
half
first.
these.
Smell it.
What do you think it is?
Oh, I know what this is. I know what it is.
What do you think it is?
I know what it is.
What is it?
I know it's pineapple juice.
Is it pineapple juice?
It's pineapple juice. It smells like pineapple.
Taste it and tell us, is it pineapple juice?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pineapple
And what
juice.
what is the complimentary thing you've got with your pineapple juice there?
Pineapples.
Is it a pineapple?
It's a watermelon
It doesn't
lolly.
look like a pineapple. What do you think it is? It looks like a watermelon. Wow, you guys are spoiled.
Okay, what about this one?
It's sweet.
Lizard juice.
Orange.
Orange, you think? That was orange juice. And what's the next one? And what did you get with that? Are they?
Carrot juice.
What are those there? They look like teddy bears.
I don't know, but I don't like it. I don't like it that much.
Must be carrot.
Is it mango?
I think it might be mango. I don't like raw mango. What about this one?
It's carrot.
I know what that one is.
I reckon it's strawberry.
No, I reckon it's watermelon.
This is definitely carrot. Yeah.
I don't actually know what that is, but that tastes really nice.
Cranberry, maybe?
Cranberry.
No,
Do you think? Strawberry.
raspberry, that one. I reckon.
How was that?
This is 95% sure. I'm 95% sure this is cranberry. This smells like cranberries.
And what kind of lollies do you reckon you got with that one? That one looks like a Coke bottle to me.
Yeah, smell that. That is definitely cranberry.
No.
Blackcurrant.
Blackcurrant. It's blackcurrant.
Oh man, that's really good.
I'm so buying some if they sell this.
Oh, this is so good.
What is it?
Which is your
Blackcurrant, you
best
reckon?
one?
Which is your favourite from your tasting platter?
I quite like this. I quite like this one. I'm quite like the.
I like the
This
first.
one? Well, you guys better make the
Pineapple.
most of it. You don't normally get this much juice in one sitting, so go for gold.
And lollies.
Juice and lollies in one sitting.
Hey, it's a good
I'm
afternoon
buying.
tea.
I'm buying a thing of this, and a thing of this, and a thing of this, and a packet of all of this.
And none of that.
Yeah, none of that
What's wrong
carrot
with that one?
stuff.
Carrot juice.
It's not.
We didn't do such a good job of capturing footage of all of our glasses and cheeses all laid out pretty on the table, but we can confirm that they were all really nice, and we did end up taking a couple of bottles home to have in the caravan later. So the next little bit isn't just footage from the last week or so, it's also something we've been working on for a little while, which is getting our big map of Australia onto the back of the caravan. So in some of our videos you might have seen the big map that we've got on there. We wanted to have a big map on the caravan that we can use to mark out our journey as we're travelling around Australia, and we're also planning on collecting bumper stickers as we travel around, so we'll put those around the map as we go. So first up, Xavier did a brilliant job of cleaning the back of the caravan so we had a nice spot to put our map, and then Ryan and the boys did some measuring up and got our map all on the back and ready for us to use.
Show Xavier where we started. Where do we start? Can you see?
Started at Brisbane.
Here?
So
near here? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, and where are we now?
Now we are around Queensland. Is it?
Canberra? No, we're up here. We're just outside of Newcastle. So we want to put our line on, and we went straight down the. Is it this line? Do you think this one here?
Yes.
And then down. We went along that one. So let's pop our line on. So we started at Brisbane. So we want to go down there. Follow that one. Oh, Ballina. Went down there.
And then
We didn't go into Yamba, did we?
no, but keep going down that line to Grafton.
This
Then
one.
head towards Coffs Harbour.
There we go. Down there. This one. To Port Macquarie.
Yeah.
And then we came out this way, didn't we? Forster. And along, back in. Keep going down. And what, we're about there now.
There, yep.
Cool.
Nice one.
So we've been collecting stickers as we've been travelling. And we've got one at Byron Bay. We've got Nelson Bay here. What have you got there, Ollie?
Coffs Harbour and Hunter Valley.
They're the
In
places
Hunter
we've
Valley.
stayed.
The places we've stayed. We did miss one. What was the one we missed, boys?
Port Macquarie.
Port Macquarie. So we're gonna try and get a bumper sticker to stick on the back of the caravan at every campground or every place we stay as we travel around Australia. So I would say we're gonna have quite a lot of bumper stickers by the end of our trip.
Yeah, but you want Byron Bay to go back here somewhere, right?
So Xavier's got Byron Bay, which was our first
but I want it
stop.
to be,
Where are we gonna put it?
that was close. Byron Bay, Xavier.
Byron Bay.
Is it in the middle? Can you go in the middle and all the way out? Because I don't want bubbles in it, my friend.
Next is
job.
Coffs Harbour, so you can do Coffs Harbour. The big banana. Can you pass me a turtle?
The big banana.
Can you pass me a turtle? And then it's Nelson Bay.
It's a bit wonky, that big banana.
Yeah.
So that Nelson Bay.
When you
one
put the
right
stickers on after you've had a wine tour.
Dangerous idea. What's next?
here. Nelson Bay.
Yeah, but Nelson Bay.
At the moment we're in, where are we now? Hunter Valley.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah,
just
in
been
the-
for a
in the-
wine tour, so putting the stickers on,
Yep.
chances are we're not going to get them perfectly straight. Nelson Bay.
Can you hold this
Where are you going to put your one?
down here?
Do you reckon
Oh, I
that?
reckon
Maybe
that-
across,
yeah.
across.
Or here?
We've got to leave space for Victoria too.
Up. All there. Go up closer, up closer. Yes.
So we're going to have space to put our Victoria stickers and the rest of New South Wales. Look at that.
Good job.
Good job, boys. We're going to have a lot of stickers on the back of this caravan soon.
We've got to figure out how we're going to get it off.
We're not going to get it off. We're taking Jay home with us.
Alright, done. Nice one.
No,
Good job.
let's go for a swim.
The next little bit is something Xavier's been wanting to do for ages, since we started watching Nick Adventures, and he's been watching Alenia's gourmet cooking show in their YouTube channel. So Xavier this week wanted to make his own little cooking show, and he's making the LCM bars like Nick Adventures did just a few weeks ago.
Hello, and today we are going to be making homemade LCMs. First, you put 80 grams of butter into your pot, and then you put some a teaspoon of vanilla essence.
Now what do we need to do?
Then you melt the butter. Then when the butter is melted, turn the oven off and pour your marshmallows in. We have quite a lot of 180 grams of marshmallows in. Then you mix it all together.
Well, you got to melt the marshmallows, so just keep mixing until the marshmallows are melted.
So keep mixing until your marshmallows are melted.
No, you kind of have to turn the stove top on.
No. I think you just do it like that.
Okay. I'm going to be here for a while.
I think the idea is the heat from the butter melts the marshmallows, but can we try and fish that one back up from behind? No. They're melting?
No.
No.
Yeah, they're melting.
They're just mixing with the butter.
They're melting. Slowly.
Very slowly.
Okay, well I might just turn it back on again, just really low.
This looks very healthy. Doesn't this look healthy, guys? Marshmallows, just melted marshmallows.
I reckon that's good.
Right, just going to turn it off. I'll bring it a bit closer.
Now when your marshmallows are melted, put 4 cups of Rice Krispies in.
Maybe a little bit more. Hold it over the thing. Yep.
Bit too many. Put a teaspoon of condensed milk in.
Hold it over the pot. Okay, now you gotta use your other finger to push it off. Okay, now you gotta mix it all together.
Then you mix it all together.
Can I have a try?
Sure. Oh, this is just so satisfying.
So good. Whoa, careful. You need to tip it all in the tin.
Can I do this thing one more time?
Oops.
Oh, can I do? I'll hold the tip.
Can you manage? Yeah. You want to get a second spoon. Like, could you get a silver spoon out of the top, like your dessert spoon? Because we're gonna need that to squish it all out flat in the dish. So maybe now use the. Is that hot? Don't put it down the table. Put it over in the cooktop. So now you're gonna need the wood. Don't use the wooden spoon, the metal spoon, to scrape all the rice bubbles off the wooden spoon. Okay. Now use the metal spoon to squish all the rice bubbles in.
After you've done that, put it in the fridge.
No, I think you want to put some sprinkles on.
Put some sprinkles on.
Just don't go too crazy. Whoa! Slow down.
We don't want it to be healthy. It's not supposed to.
Stop. Now stop.
Wow, that's a lot of sprinkles. Yum.
Maybe a bit overkill on the sprinkles.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
After you've put the sprinkles on, put it in the fridge. So this is the homemade LCM. How do you rate it out of 10, Nat?
Sickly sweet.
What do you rate it out of 10?
They reached to cut them smaller.
Now, what do you rate it out of 10?
9.
Dad, what do you
Because it's
rate
got
it?
so much sugar in it.
What do you rate it?
It's too sweet for my my taste buds, but
So
it
what?
does taste very much like an LCM bar.
So what is it out of 10?
9.5.
And you made it, so what do you think?
The half would have been better if the sprinkles were evenly distributed.
Maybe a 9 3/4.
Well done.
So that's it for this week's episode. We're now heading in towards Sydney. So we're going to start exploring around Sydney and the Blue Mountains episode. So make sure that you stay tuned in and come back to us next week when we will update you with all of the sights and sounds of the big city. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you get all of the latest episodes. And remember, you can find us on socials at Financial Freedom by 40.